A profound shift has quietly taken place. According to Linda Gregory and the wisdom of the Pleiadian Council of Light, the long-predicted 5D split is no longer an upcoming event. It is complete. But if so, why are you still here? Linda explains that the split was never meant to be a physical escape, but a vibrational divergence, a choice at the level of soul frequency. In today's unfolding, she reveals why your presence now is more important than ever, how your role has changed, and what astonishing realities are opening for those who can perceive through higher sight. The 5D split was never about physical departure. Linda shares that many mistakenly imagined the 5D split as a disappearance, people vanishing into some ethereal paradise. In truth, the split is frequency-based, not geographically visible. It's an internal shift in resonance, not a relocation in space. Physical Earth remains shared terrain. What has changed is the layer of reality you now occupy based on your consciousness. Linda explains that two people can walk the same street, one experiencing division, one experiencing unity, because their vibrational filters create different realities. This subtlety is why the world seems both familiar and unrecognizable at once. Linda encourages understanding that Ascension doesn't evacuate you from Earth. It requalifies your relationship to it. You stay not to suffer, but to embody. Awakening isn't about leaving form behind. It's about transforming experience from within form. Linda reminds us, your presence here now is proof that your work is not finished. It's just reaching a far more extraordinary phase. Why the Earth now hosts parallel vibrational realities. Linda describes the current Earth as a multi-station broadcast. Just like radio frequencies overlap without interfering, so now does 3D density and 5D coherence share the same planetary stage, but they are tuned to different vibrational signals. Those anchored in fear, scarcity, and survival mode are locked into the 3D frequency band. Those moving through trust, coherence, and inner sovereignty experience 5D, even while standing in the same places. Linda calls this the layering of realities. It's not imagination, it's energetic divergence. Systems collapsing visibly in the 3D world aren't collapsing the 5D blueprint. They are releasing what no longer matches higher harmonics. Linda teaches that this divergence will continue, becoming more perceptible with time. Your task is not to fix the collapsing 3D. It's to stabilize in the living 5D field you're now helping generate. As you do, you become a silent architect for Earth's evolving consciousness, whether others recognize it or not. Consciousness, not circumstance, defines your dimension. Linda reminds us of a fundamental Pleiadian teaching. Dimensions are states of consciousness, not physical locations. No matter how chaotic your external life might seem, your true dimensional reality is determined internally by frequency, coherence, and perception. You can live in a noisy city and still vibrate in 5D. You can work at a 3D job yet experience daily miracles through presence. Linda explains that 5D living isn't achieved by controlling the outer world. It's achieved by mastering inner sovereignty. This is both empowering and humbling. It strips away blame and returns responsibility to where it always belonged, within your own vibrational field. Linda teaches that spiritual maturity is realizing that external conditions don't define your light. You do. Every moment offers a choice. Collapse back into reaction or rise into deliberate coherence. Linda emphasizes that 5D isn't a reward. It's a reclamation of your native state, chosen moment by the one person who can ever grant it. You. You're still here because you're a frequency anchor. Linda explains that if you are awake and aware right now, your soul didn't miss the split. You chose to stay strategically, not out of punishment, karma or mistake, but as a conscious frequency anchor in a transitioning world. The Earth needed enough coherent nodes, living lighthouses, to stabilize the 5D blueprint as the 3D collapses around it. Linda teaches that you are not merely surviving here, you are holding a template of remembrance in the field of collective consciousness. Without frequency anchors, the energetic scaffolding for the new Earth would wobble, making it harder for others to step into resonance. Your light steadies the unseen architecture, even on days when you feel small or invisible. This mission demands resilience, compassion, and deep trust. Linda shares that staying doesn't mean forgetting who you are. It means embodying it so fully that you become a silent transmission tower for others to find their way home too. 5D souls stay to seed new templates for humanity. Linda reveals that many awakened souls are here now, not to escape the old world, but to seed blueprints for a new civilization birthed through frequency, not force. Every act of love, creativity, and coherence you offer shapes invisible architecture. You are not repairing the 3D world, you are weaving the 5D lattice through your being. Megan teaches that new systems, education, governance, healing, economy, will arise naturally from the energetic soil you are now preparing with your daily choices. It's easy to underestimate these small moments. A conversation held with compassion, a project birthed with intention, a boundary set with kindness, all plant frequency seeds that will sprout in the collective field when the soil ripens. Linda urges patience. Builders of invisible architecture often toil in solitude before the structures materialize. But trust. Every coherent frequency you anchor now is changing Earth's probability fields in ways no protest, policy, or war ever could. Being awake in 3D fields tests your mastery. Linda explains that one of the greatest spiritual initiations now underway is learning to maintain 5D consciousness while standing in dense 3D fields. It's easy to radiate peace when surrounded by harmony. The real test is holding your light when chaos whispers at your door. Every day offers small invitations to collapse into old patterns, judgment, fear, blame, or to respond with new frequency. Linda teaches that these moments aren't setbacks. They are refining fires designed to forge mastery, not punish imperfection. Mastery means no longer needing circumstances to validate your inner state. You choose coherence because it's who you are, not because conditions demand it. Linda reminds us, outer turbulence is not your enemy, it is your training ground. Pleiadian wisdom suggests viewing 3D density now like a spiritual gymnasium. Resistance doesn't mean failure. It means growth is happening. Each choice to remain anchored in love strengthens the new energy grid you're helping to build. Over time, Linda assures, it becomes easier. The muscles of presence, compassion, and sovereignty develop until eventually, no external distortion can sway your internal alignment. You become unshakable light in shifting worlds. Emotional density around you is an invitation, not a trap. Linda reveals that when emotional turbulence arises, whether in yourself or others, it's not a trap to pull you down. It's an invitation to expand your capacity for love. Energy that surfaces now is asking to be transmuted, not resisted. You are not responsible for fixing others' journeys. However, you are invited to maintain coherence so that your field becomes a sanctuary where higher possibilities can unfold naturally. Linda explains that stabilizing in compassion turns you into a living alchemist of the collective field. When faced with emotional density, the ego wants to judge, distance, or defend. The soul invites witnessing, honoring, and transmuting. Linda teaches that the simple act of witnessing without reacting transforms more energy than 1,000 arguments ever could. This doesn't mean tolerating harm. Boundaries are sacred. But within those boundaries, the choice remains. Resist the density or respond with conscious presence. Megan encourages remembering. Density isn't trying to trap you. It's offering you mastery through compassionate witnessing. Each time you meet density with grace instead of fear, you raise the vibrational signature of the entire shared field. Linda reminds us that small acts of inner spaciousness create vast ripples across timelines you cannot yet see. You are now living in a quantum mirror. Linda teaches that reality is no longer operating on a delayed feedback loop. In the 5D field, manifestation is quantum quick, meaning that what you carry internally reflects externally with unprecedented speed and clarity. If inner chaos arises, it mirrors outwardly almost instantly. If peace and coherence reign inside, reality begins conforming to that signal effortlessly. Linda shares that this quantum mirror isn't punishment, it's accelerated refinement, offering immediate correction through compassionate awareness. The faster reflection allows you to self-correct almost in real time. Instead of dwelling in loops for years, you can now notice shifts within minutes or days. Linda encourages embracing this as a gift, a spiritual GPS guiding your course gently but firmly. This also means that spiritual hygiene, emotional clearing, energetic protection, soul-centered action becomes essential daily practice. In 5D fields, intention matters more than appearances. Energy precedes form. Linda explains that your inner climate is the blueprint for your external experience. In this new terrain, blame falls away. Reality ceases to be something that happens to you and becomes something that flows through you. Linda assures that learning to work with the quantum mirror consciously turns life into a luminous co-creative dance. Pleiadian teachings. Earth's new bifurcation is subtle but complete. Linda reveals that according to the Pleiadians, Earth's bifurcation, the splitting of 3D and 5D pathways, is already fully anchored. It's subtle because it's vibrational, not visual. Both realities exist in the same physical space, but they are separated by consciousness bandwidth. Someone vibrating in fear and scarcity occupies a different experiential Earth than someone radiating trust and abundance, even if they shop at the same store or live on the same street. Linda teaches that perception is now the ultimate portal. This means arguments about what's real become increasingly futile. Each soul navigates according to the frequency it holds, attracting experiences that match its resonance. Linda encourages cultivating compassion rather than persuasion. Forcing understanding only entangles you back into density. Bifurcation doesn't erase connection, it refines it. Souls on different frequencies will feel naturally less entangled, while new soul families coalesce through shared vibrational signatures. Linda reminds us, trust the alignments and dissolutions unfolding around you. They are part of energetic sorting. She emphasizes that the split is not a punishment or reward. It's the natural outgrowth of vibrational choice. And because you chose coherence, your reality will increasingly align with the living light grids of the new Earth. Why old systems still seem visible after the split? Linda addresses a common question. If the 5D split is complete, why are old dysfunctional systems still visible? The answer lies in understanding vibrational inertia. Structures built over centuries carry momentum that takes time to unwind, even after the core energetic withdrawal. Think of it like a spinning top slowly losing momentum. Even though the energetic source powering old systems has drained, residual motion keeps them wobbling for a while longer. Linda explains that your role isn't to fix the collapsing, it's to build the replacement frequencies. The Pleiadians teach that 3D structures are crumbling from the inside out. Their outer form persists temporarily, but their inner coherence has dissolved. Watching this without falling into despair requires spiritual maturity, patience, and long-term vision. Linda encourages staying focused on cultivating new templates rather than endlessly critiquing the old. Where attention flows, energy goes. Feeding frustration into dying systems only extends their shelf life. Channeling energy into higher solutions accelerates their graceful dissolution. You didn't miss the split because the world looks messy. You're witnessing the shedding of skins. Linda assures that the new Earth reality grows stronger every day, not through opposition, but through conscious, luminous creation in unseen realms. Holding inner stillness becomes your greatest act of service. Linda emphasizes that in the current energetic landscape, your inner stillness is no longer just personal, it's planetary service. When you stabilize your nervous system, your emotions, and your energetic field, you are actively supporting the entire vibrational grid of Earth. Stillness doesn't mean apathy or disengagement. It means cultivating a quiet center that remains unshaken even when outer turbulence rises. Linda teaches that this internal stability acts as a tuning fork, helping others remember their own center without you needing to say a word. In chaotic environments, the most magnetic energy isn't outrage or fear, it's coherent calm. Your peaceful presence becomes an invisible lighthouse, offering safe harbor for other beings navigating emotional storms. Linda reminds us, the soul's influence works subtly, not forcefully. She explains that developing stillness requires self-trust and devotion to higher timelines. It's not something you achieve once and for all. It's a daily practice of returning to your own sacred center, breath by breath, thought by thought. Over time, Linda shares, your stillness transforms from an inner refuge to an outer transmission. You stop simply surviving chaos, you begin transmuting it, effortlessly and almost imperceptibly, through the luminous field you radiate with every heartbeat. 5D consciousness doesn't resist 3D, it radiates beyond it. Linda teaches that one of the great misunderstandings about Ascension is the impulse to fight 3D density. But true 5D consciousness doesn't resist the old, it transcends and radiates beyond it. Resistance ties you back into duality. Radiance liberates you into unity. When you engage in battling broken systems, arguing endlessly, or fixing others without invitation, you anchor yourself partially back into the 3D field you sought to transcend. Linda explains that sovereign radiance means shining regardless of the surrounding frequencies. Imagine being a sun. The sun doesn't argue with darkness. It shines and darkness dissolves by default. This is the model of 5D living. Your frequency becomes the message. Your coherence becomes the catalyst. No resistance, no convincing, just presence. Linda encourages making peace with the visible decay of old structures. Not passive acceptance, but active transmutation. Channel your creative energy into what's being born, not what's falling apart. Build what you wish existed without demanding permission from the crumbling past. True spiritual activism in this era is about outcreating the old through resonance. When you radiate clarity, truth, and compassion so potently that distortion cannot hold its shape in your presence, you are already fulfilling your highest mission. Your relationships are revealing your true frequency now. Linda shares that during this phase, relationships act as crystalline mirrors of your own vibration. Connections that once felt stable may suddenly wobble or dissolve. New soul bonds may appear with magnetic speed. It's not random, it's vibrational sorting. As your frequency stabilizes into 5D coherence, relationships rooted in fear, control, or karmic entanglement naturally feel heavier. Linda teaches that this isn't betrayal or failure, it's evolution. Energy alignment becomes the only real currency of connection now. You may notice that some people no longer hear you, or that certain relationships feel strangely transparent, as if old illusions have fallen away. Linda encourages compassion rather than judgment. Everyone is aligning to their own chosen field. New soul family gatherings will arise organically, drawn not by effort but by resonance. Linda explains that heart-centered communities are forming in unseen webs, linking beings across cities, countries, and timelines through pure vibrational attunement. Letting go is not abandonment. Releasing relationships that no longer align creates space for deeper soul connections. Linda reminds us, your external relationships reflect your internal harmonics. Tending your own frequency is the most loving thing you can do for all. You are being trained to master simultaneous dimensional awareness. According to Linda, one of the greatest skills emerging now is simultaneous dimensional awareness, the ability to walk within 3D environments while perceiving and anchoring 5D reality. This isn't fantasy. It's conscious multidimensional living. You might still interact with old systems, handle practical tasks, and meet others at their current levels. But inside, your consciousness remains attuned to unity, compassion, and higher orchestration. Linda describes it as living in two worlds but belonging fully to neither. This can feel surreal at first. You may witness drama unfolding and feel detached yet compassionate. You may participate in worldly activities while sensing the deeper soul contracts and energy dynamics beneath the surface. Linda teaches that mastering this awareness requires emotional intelligence, vibrational hygiene, and radical humility. You're not here to boast about your awareness. You're here to model a new way of being, quietly and powerfully. Simultaneous dimensional mastery turns you into a living bridge. You hold hands with those still awakening while anchoring the luminous pathways forward. Linda assures, this skill will become second nature over time, turning your life into a symphony of conscious creation across dimensions. The new earth is not coming, it's here. Linda shares that many still wait for new earth as if it's a future event. But the Pleiadians insist, new earth is already here. It's vibrating beneath your feet, encoded into your cells, awaiting your conscious recognition. The new earth isn't built through governments, revolutions, or sudden mass awakenings. It's cultivated moment by moment through each choice aligned with love, creativity, sovereignty, and reverence for life. Linda calls it a living field, not a political movement. Every breath you take in coherence nourishes the new earth. Every kind action, every forgiveness extended, every dream birthed from soul essence plants another seed. The shift is quantum, subtle, and exponential. Megan explains that doubting the new earth's presence only delays your ability to experience it. It's like standing in a garden waiting for it to appear instead of realizing you are already surrounded by its blooming. To live on new earth is simple. Attune your vibration to its frequency. It's not a place you will travel to. It's a consciousness you are already becoming. Linda invites you to walk it now and watch as the landscapes of reality transform before your very eyes. Why the final phase requires radical patience and trust. Linda explains that even after the 5D split, there remains a final phase of vibrational refinement, and this phase demands radical patience. It's not the patience of passive waiting. It's the patience of active, steady embodiment, even when no external proof yet appears. Manifestation lag still exists because reality must reorganize itself around collective frequency thresholds. Linda shares that what you are building vibrationally is real, even if the structures around you seem slow to shift. Faith now is not blind belief, it is quantum alignment. There may be moments of deep discouragement when outer chaos seems louder than inner peace. Linda reminds us that these are the exact pressure points where mastery ripens. Choosing trust at the brink of doubt expands your soul's magnetic field exponentially. Trust does not mean avoiding action. It means acting from a place of inner certainty rather than outer desperation. Megan teaches that when you anchor into radical trust, you become the lighthouse others navigate by, even if you never speak a word about it. Linda assures, this final phase tests who can hold the vibration of the new earth long enough for reality to crystallize around them. Patience is not waiting for rescue. It's standing tall as the portal through which the future births itself. Your light body is now your primary navigation system. According to Linda, one of the most profound shifts happening now is the full activation of the light body as the soul's primary navigation tool. Physical senses remain important, but vibrational sensing is becoming the dominant mode of movement and choice. The light body doesn't navigate by logic, debate, or external approval. It feels fields, tracks resonance, and makes quantum adjustments almost faster than thought. Linda teaches that learning to listen to your light body is like tuning into a deeper, more ancient GPS. You may notice increased sensitivity to environments, foods, people, even locations. Your light body immediately tells you when something aligns or dissonates, often before your mind catches up. Linda encourages trusting these instincts. They are not paranoia. They are evolutionary upgrades. Light body navigation means that sometimes you will step away from opportunities that make sense but don't feel right. It means you will gravitate toward spaces, projects, and people that nourish your frequency, even if they defy linear explanation. Over time, Linda shares, your life becomes a masterpiece of soul-led movement. Less forcing, more flowing. Less striving, more arriving. When you allow your light body to guide you, you begin traveling not just through space, but through timelines of destiny. Linda further explains that as the light body strengthens, your relationship with time and space begins to shift as well. You may find yourself sensing outcomes before choices are made, or feeling when a path has energetically closed even if no external signs appear. This is because your light body operates beyond linear time. It feels timelines like living rivers rather than static roads. Linda encourages embracing this expanded awareness with humility and grace. The more you honor the subtle intelligence of your light body, the more life arranges itself harmoniously around your soul's true coordinates. You stayed because you are the bridge. In one of the most tender truths revealed by the Pleiadians, Linda shares that you chose to stay not because you failed to ascend, but because you are the bridge between worlds. Your soul knew that humanity needed conscious architects during this pivotal epoch. Bridges do not choose sides, they connect them. You stand with one foot in the dissolving 3D world, offering compassion and understanding, and one foot in the ascending 5D field, anchoring new blueprints through presence, frequency, and gentle leadership. Sometimes this role can feel lonely. Linda reminds us that bridges are rarely celebrated while they're being built. They're often walked upon by others who don't realize the stability beneath their feet comes from your silent labor of love. Being the bridge means holding space for those awakening slowly, without impatience. It means embodying 5D reality even when external reflections lag behind. It means trusting that your unseen work is far more powerful than any visible title or role. Linda assures that when you chose this role, you made a sacred vow to be the midwife of a new humanity, to carry the codes of a future so luminous that its full unfolding will stretch far beyond your current lifetime. And you are fulfilling that vow, moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat. Linda also shares that bridges are sacred because they embody both endurance and hope. A bridge doesn't demand that travelers hurry. It simply holds steady until they are ready to cross. Likewise, your soul agreed to embody patience beyond human timelines, to trust the unseen unfolding. Every moment you stand in integrity, kindness, and higher vibration, even when unseen, even when unappreciated. You strengthen the invisible pathways humanity will one day walk without fear. Linda reminds us, being the bridge means recognizing that your very existence is enough. Your presence is permission for others to believe a new world is possible.